But in relationship to the Olympics, what I really wanted to talk about was the Yoga Sutra. So the one aspect that I saw on TV the other day was a swim race. I can't remember the woman's name, but it was a 200 IM swim. So, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle women's race. And one of the American women who touched the wall third, she came in third place. Um, they noticed in her turn that in her flip turn from backstroke to go to breaststroke, she rolled a little too far and she got disqualified. And I can't even imagine what it must feel like to see that you just got a bronze medal at the Olympics and all this training and all this work that went into it. And something as simple as your head and body turning just a teeny bit too much on a turn can take that away from you after the years and years and years of effort that goes into training and being ready. So, I mean, even though the Olympics are filled with all this joy of like the amazingness of these athletes and the joy of someone who wins, there's also this deep pain that can happen for the athletes that either get sick, like the triathletes that are having gastrointestinal issues after swimming in the river in France and had to drop out of the race today, or someone getting disqualified. So how I'm bringing this back to yoga is that they're in the Yoga Sutra, Sutra 1.12, talks about Abhyasa and Vairagya, which is basically the idea that you never want to give up, that you always want to be striving, you always want to be doing, but you also need to never let go. So always never give up and always let go. And it seems like such a dichotomy, but it's such a yogic thing to have dichotomy come into union, right? So the sutra really talks about how the mental challenges, our fluctuations of our mind can be restrained and placed at ease by practice, that never giving up, always, kind of moving through your practices, but also a complete non-attachment to the results of your practice, to the efforts of your practice. So think about the ways that this shows up. None of us are training for the Olympics, but we all have had moments in our life where we've given our all to something. We've worked really hard at a task, or maybe a project at work, or maybe something like a dinner that you're cooking and then you burn it. Like anything where you can have all this effort go into something and the results don't turn out the way you want, or you are disappointed, or something fails, or you fail, or your health gets taken away from you, or your vacation gets taken away from you, or whatever it is, fill in the blanks. There's small and big ways that this happens to us all the time, and our yoga practice teaches us that we can help ourselves with the pain of these kinds of disappointments and struggles by non-attachment. And this is so easy to say and so hard to do. So, the little bit of a mantra of never give up and always let go, never give up and always let go, can be something that can really help us stay steady in our lives. If you get burned and are unhappy about something, next time you may not want to try. So both aspects of this are equally important: getting back up on the horse and trying again, never giving up, but also always letting go. Okay, so go ahead and sit up straight and tall and think about how that has shown up for you in your life. What have you had to let go of? And what do you struggle with, always trying to stay? So, the never giving up. What is the challenge for you in that aspect of your life? And the always letting go. What is the challenge of that in your life? And I know as you contemplate these things, a lot of times we think about the challenges, but also think about the ways that you've succeeded in this, that something that you have never given up, that you've really strived and sustained in your life, and how it has served you. And also the ways in which you have really worked with non-attachment and it has served you. So try to remember that it's not just the things you currently are struggling with, but the things that you have succeeded in this as well. To start to let go of the thinking and move into the feeling body. Let's notice that even just rolling out your mat and turning on your Zoom is an aspect of never giving up. Okay, that here you are showing up for yourself right now. So let's have a moment to kind of come into our own little oxygen deprivation chamber by just very simply elongating your breath. Try not to get so hungry for the next breath that you're gulping, but see if you can just stretch the breath a bit where you feel this beautiful calming effect on the mind and maybe on the sensations of stress or anxiety that live in your body too. And see if you can find just the sweet balance of pace for your breathing where you're just, have a little bit of hunger for your next breath, but not panicky, not overwhelmed in any way. See if you can spill your exhales out slow and steady. And even the mantra of never give up and always let go, maybe you can say that to yourself on the two sides of the breath. You inhale, never give up. And when you exhale, always let go. And it doesn't have to be those words, it can just be a sensation, it can be any words of your choosing. But can you let the steadiness of that two-part breath, the two sides of the flow, the ebb and the flow, give you over to that balance between non attachment and commitment? Feel ready. Bring your palms together at your heart and let's see if we can maintain this type of breathing through your practice today. Try to keep it on the front burner as an intention to steady your breath. Maybe having that mantra flow with you as you move today. As your intention. Let's release your hands. Let's find our way coming on to our back. All right, so as you come onto or into a supine position, enjoy just the simple art of lying down on your back. Okay. Stretching your body out long. So you have all this space, all this room. By the way, have a strap close by in the beginning here. And then just reach your arms overhead and just enjoy that little bit of a waking up stretch. So the rims of the body get open, the hips and the shoulders come offline from each other as you have this nice back and forth stretching between your left and your right sides. And draw your knees into your chest and let your back open up a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of rocking, kind of checking in. How's your hip? How are your hips? How's your back? Let your head get heavy. Let's circle our knees a little bit. So just have this nice sense of relaxation coming into our pelvis. How's the breathing? And then let's open up the knees away from the middle and bring them back toward the middle. Just have this nice range of motion here. And right knee into your chest, left leg long on the ground, and go ahead and wiggle your toes and roll around in your ankles. Find some freedom here. Heavy, heavy head. Give a good snug squeeze of your knee into your chest. And then let's change sides. Left knee coming in. Give it a good hug, right leg on the ground. Feel free to move around in your ankles, starting to wake up your feet. Keep your head nice and heavy and find that breath. The next time a breath in arises, stretch out your limbs to a star on the ground. And then as your exhale comes, draw your knees into your chest and pick your head up. Twice more, feeling that big open space in the body. And exhale and draw your knees in. Trying to keep, your own pace, your pace, my pace. I'm talking, so my breathing is not as rhythmic as it could be or would be if I wasn't talking. So don't feel like you have to go at my pace of movement. You go at your pace of movement. Put your feet down onto the ground and let's draw just your right knee into your chest. You can either keep your left foot on the floor or you can stretch your left leg down on the ground. Take the strap around your right foot and lift it straight up in the sky. Move your right hip away from the shoulder. Feel that sense of length through your spine and find the nice spaciousness in that hip joint. Maybe you want to move your foot around up there in the strap. Maybe you want to have it be still. Whatever feels good. Just start to feel the grounding of your femur bone and hip, and the opening across your calf and your hamstring. And then we're going to take the right leg into the strap into our right hand, and we're going to take the right leg opening out to the side, feeling the inner thighs get a little bit more open. Again, your left leg can be straight on the ground or your knee can be bent. You can open up your knee to the left if you like, whatever feels good way for you to stretch. Round through the left hip, the left ribs, the left shoulder. How's your breathing? Lift that leg straight up in the air again. And let's cross the right leg over to the left. We feel this beautiful, good openness through the outer hip here. Press your femur bone away. Again, heavy head. Notice if you like to do the work in your neck and your shoulders. And come back up. Bring that leg straight up in the air and then lower it down. And just pay attention to the two legs for a moment. Notice your body awareness, how it might feel different between your right and left sides, having done what we just did on one side and not the other. All right, left knee into your chest. Wrap the strap around your left foot and lift it up high. Right foot can be on the ground, right leg can be on the ground. Have a moment if you want to flex or point your toes or move your ankle around and just find this posture. Supta Padangusthasana. Let your shoulders relax away from the ears. Feel the heaviness in your head. Drop some weight in your femur bone and let your thigh bone move toward your hamstrings. Breathing deeply as you slowly open up all those muscles in the back of your leg. Take the strap into the left hand, open up the leg out to the left, feeling the spaciousness across your inner thighs. And remember, your right leg can be straight or bent, you're choosing. Keep your head heavy, keep grounded through the right side of your body. Notice how you're breathing. Is it shifting at all? Can you stay in that steady, steady state? Lift the leg back up in the air. Take the strap into the right hand. You're going to cross the left foot over to the right. Maybe the heel of your left hand presses the left hip crease away. You decide how you want this stretch to feel. Again, heaviness in the shoulders and the head. How's your full breaths going? Lift that leg straight back up in the air. And this time we'll take two legs into the straps. So join with your right, femur bones back, feet up, femur bones down. So let your femur bones drop toward the earth and back toward the edge of your mat and lengthen your spine. Have a moment to flex and point your toes here. Just enjoy what your feet are capable of doing in this strap. And then we'll slowly take the strap off, keep your legs up there, start to engage your core, reach your arms overhead if you're able, otherwise at your sides or down at your side. Feel the stability of your center body starting to cultivate. How's your breath now as you're starting to work just a little bit harder? And let's open the legs out like a V. Take a deep breath in. And then reach your arms on the exhale through your legs, a little bit of core here. Inhale, rest your head back down. Exhale, drawing it on in. More time. Head down on your in-breath. Arms through on your exhale. And then release your arms overhead again. Legs together. Slowly lower your legs down toward the ground. And you can bend your knees whenever you need to if your back feels like it's being strained in any way. Stretch your body out right and left like we began. And then come rolling over onto your side and come up onto your hands and your knees. As you find your way onto all fours, enjoy a little bit of cat-cows. So take some time to find the movement of your spine. Okay, where we have this beautiful arching and beautiful rounding. Okay, link up your breath with your movements. Feel the movement of your pelvis and your crown. Feel the movement of your navel moving toward your spine. Find your breath through the fullness of your cats and cows. And then feel free to move your body any way you want to move your body. Wag your tail, circle through your ribs, move your head and shoulders around. What feels good? And then as you're ready, stretch back towards child's pose and inch the arms far out in front of you and find that beautiful long stretch in your shoulders. Discover your breath one more time. A nice slow inhale. A steady exhale. Let's walk our hands over to the right or to the left. You can decide which way you'd like to go first. And just find that opening through the rib cage and drop some weight into your sit bones and feel that beautiful opening in your side. Let your breath come in deeply. Let it exhale fully. After the full exhale that comes next, we'll switch and move over to the other side and just enjoy this presence of sensation. Sometimes the never give up can be simply staying present. I am here. I'm continuing to be here right now. Even if I want to run away from the situation, I can stay. Like, can you tell yourself that? That's part of that never giving up. It's not always task oriented. Sometimes it's just being present. Let's come back to center. Come up onto all fours and let's find our waking twist. So reach that left arm up in the air, open your chest. Exhale, slide that shoulder down and enjoy the movement of your spine. Let your eyes gaze down and breathe. I'll reach the arm back up, hand down onto the ground. Let's switch sides. Lift that arm all the way up to the sky. Take the shoulder down and through and enjoy the movement of your spine. Gaze toward the floor so your neck stays at ease. Open up through your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach that arm all the way back up in the air. Hand comes down onto the ground. Curl your toes under and enjoy your first dog pose. Pedaling your feet, taking your time, noticing your movements. Feel the reaching and grounding of the index finger mounds and thumbs so that you have a nice steady base under your hands. Feel your breath here, that long, steady inhale and the fullness of your exhales. Try not to rush the breath. Walk your feet forward when you feel ready. Come to Uttanasana, folding deeply, maybe a little shimmy or a shake or a bounce, whatever feels good. Inhale for a halfway lift, opening up through the spine here. Let's pedal our feet just like we did in dog pose, dropping one heel, lift the other, bending that knee, and just let your hip move back. And just pedaling back and forth, opening up your hips a little bit differently, feeling your calves, the bottom of your feet. All right, and then stillness, ground yourself, feel your roots. When you feel ready, inhale, come all the way up, bringing your arms to up high, standing posture, reaching your arms, lengthening. Let's lean back a little bit, open your chest, spread your wings, cactus your arms, good squeeze to the back. Exhale, rounding, forearms to the touch, opening your shoulders, reaching up again. Let's cactus open, feel that squeeze of the shoulder blades on the back of your body, and then forward again. Reaching your arms straight up in the air. Feel like your ribs can draw into your body, your core can be stable. Unlock your knees, find that long line from your hands to your feet. Feeling your breath, feeling that good stability in the body. And then release your hands down. Either interlace your hands behind your back, or if you're like me and that's not a good move for your shoulders, you can use a strap behind your back. Open up across the chest. Actually, everybody grab a strap for a minute. Take a strap behind your back. And you can have your hands next to your hips or a little bit behind, a little closer together on the strap, whatever feels good. But just grab onto the strap for a moment and then isometrically pull the strap apart like you're trying to stretch the strap as if it was a rubber band. Open up across your collarbones, finding your breath. And then release. Take a forward fold. You can still hold the strap or you can hold your hands now. Reach your arms overhead. If they go there, relax your neck. And then release your arms down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Melt and fold again. Step back to a dog pose. Feel your way into a long spine again. Let's take our feet wide on the mat and turn your toes in. And sense the difference in your breathing here. See if you can let that long, deep breath travel. Expanding through your belly, all the way into your pelvis. When you feel ready, put your feet back to neutral and come forward into a plank. Hold your shoulders away from the ears. Feel this integration. Press the ground away a bit. Drop your shoulder blades down the back. Hug them toward your ribs, even though you're pressing the hands toward the floor. Inner thighs lifting. Find your breath. Turn your navel to the right and feel your chest stay facing the ground. Back to center, over to the other side, just waking up some of those obliques. And back to center. Let's put our knees down if you need it. Find the ground. Couple of shoulder rolls, feeling that freedom rise in your shoulder blades. Inhale for a cobra pose. Open chest, melt, and relax back down. One more time, opening the heart. Exhale, releasing back down. Come up onto all fours. Swish around in your spine, wagging your tail a little bit. Just finding any freedom that comes. Shake out your wrists if you like. We're going to be on our hands for just a moment. Let's take our right leg and stretch it straight back in the air. Do a couple of pulses, kind of turn things on, your core, your glutes on both sides. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your knee toward your armpit, right knee toward our right armpit. Look at your knee, and then reach it on back. Let's repeat that. Right knee to right armpit, and bring it on back. And now we're going to bring our leg out to the side and tap your toes down. Bring your leg back up and back to neutral. One more time, bring it around. Touch your toes and bring it on back. Place that knee down onto the ground. Sit back on your heels for a moment. Give your hands a shake. When you feel ready, come up onto your shins. Inhale, open big and wide. And then exhale, back onto all fours. Left leg. And you can always take fists on the ground. You can always put your forearms on blocks. Left leg straight back behind you. Integrate your core, squaring your hips. Pulse a couple times so you feel your hamstrings, your glutes, even your inner thighs. Finding your breath. When you feel ready, we'll do those same moves. On your exhale, turn, look at your knee, left knee toward your armpit, and then bring it on back. Exhale. Bring it in. Inhale, bring your legs straight back in the air. Now, straight leg out to the side. Touch your toe down and bring it back around. One more time. Bring it out to the side. Touch your toe down and bring it back up. Bring your knee back down onto the ground. Child's pose. Shake out your wrists. Move around in your hands, whatever feels good. And then we'll take our forearms onto the ground now and lift up to dog pose. Feel that extension, heart lifting toward your hips. Press your forearms into the ground, lift your shoulders, finding your breath. Walk back to a forearm plank. Feeling that sense of sturdiness and steadiness, heart forward, collarbones broad, engage your core. How's that steady breath now? And then lie down. Take your arms wide out in front of you, like a V on the ground, and reach and open up into a bit of a back bend. Stretch your legs. And exhale and come back down. Up onto all fours. Wiggle around in your spine. Move this pose any way that feels good. Curl the toes under and lift to a dog. Feel that extension. Now we're off our knee. We're going to reach our right leg up in the air. Square hips, maybe a couple of pulses. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, shoulders over wrists like a plank. Right knee to right elbow. Inhale, bring it on back. Exhale, place it on down. Switch sides, left leg lifting. Square hips. Pulse a couple of times. Find your breath over and over. Keep finding that breath. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, elbow to the outer knee, knee to the outer elbow. Bring it back up. Place your foot down onto the ground. Walk your 2 feet forward. Come to Uttanasana. Inhale for a halfway lift. Spine is growing. Melt and fold again. Push off your feet. Inhale, rise. You can bring your arms all the way up. And then just pause here in Tadasana. Maybe turn your palms forward. So you have the heads of the arm bones awakening and opening up instead of rolling forward. Let's just have a good stretch through our shoulders here. So take your right arm behind your back, okay? So that you have that sense of just wherever it naturally goes. And then take your left hand to the outside of your head, the right side of your head, and just a little bit of a stretch here. Opening up across your shoulder, across your neck. Breathing deeply, wide collarbones. Release that, switch sides, arm behind your back, palm facing out. Take your right arm to the left side of your head, lift your left ear, and a little bit of a pull over to the right. Try not to collapse the collarbones. Spread them wide, head of the left arm bone moving back. That one. Take two arms, reach them up to the sky, and then exhale and float forward. Halfway lift, growing a little longer in your spine. Melt and fold again. Let's step our left foot back, come to a lunge on this side. Heart is forward, extending. You can put your hands on blocks if you'd like. Feel that reach. Maybe let's place your back knee onto the ground for a moment. Uncurl your toes. And just let the front of that back leg, your left leg, open up a little bit. Lunges deep down into the lunges your body can sustain. Keep the core support. Keep your legs working a bit in this posture. Just opening up the hip flexors here. Let's turn this into a twist. Round through your feet. Press your front foot and your back knee into the ground, reaching the arms up to the sky, feeling that extension, and then let's find a twist to the right. So you can take your forearm or your elbow there, or your hand, whatever feels right for your body, opening up to a twist. Feel that deep lunge, stretching through those hip flexors. Collarbones stay broad and wide. And then release your hands down back onto the block. Let's lift your back knee up off the ground now and find our movement that we often do. So as you exhale, straighten the front leg. And as you inhale, bend your front knee. See if you can find that pace where you're returning back to that steadiness of the breath. Notice how the steady breath steadies the mind. So if we're looking for that, ability to kind of steady ourselves through the fluctuations of, that commitment and non-attachment, can you feel the steadiness of the mind that the breath is giving you? When you feel ready, there's no rush to get into these poses. Always take your practice at your pace. Ground into your lunge. Inhale, coming on up, reaching the arms to the sky, if that's what your body would like right now. Crescent lunge. Feeling the open heart, feel free to bend your back knee a little bit. You want to have your head over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Feeling that stability where your ribs can knit in and your pelvis can be neutral.
And we're gonna twist open to the side here, arms straight out to the sides, open across your collarbone, stay in your lunge, hug to the midline with your legs. Okay. And reaching all the way back up, arms come high, hands back, foot forward. So let's just rest in Uttanasana, find that symmetry. Inhale for a halfway lift, fullness of your breath. And exhale to let yourself drop a little deeper into your forward fold. Bend your knees, let your head really soften. When you feel ready, we'll step our right foot back, and now our left foot will be in front. Find that lunge. Let's place our knee down onto the ground. All right, so feeling the depth of our lunge here, letting our hips really open, feeling that hip flexor on the back leg broaden and widen and lengthen. And press your feet into the ground, your foot into the ground, your knee into the ground. So you have this support to reach upward with your arms and find that extension. Have your lunge without falling into your lunge. So feel that you're stable. And then when you feel ready, we'll find a twist. Forearm on your knee, hand on your knee, elbow on your knee, whatever feels really good to open up through the twisting of your spine. Keep hugging to the midline with your legs. Keep pressing down through that front foot. Open up across your heart. Come back to center. Put your hands back down onto the block. Curl your toe under and lift that knee off the ground. Let's bend and straighten this front leg. So we feel our way into the depth of our hamstrings opening, but also the depth of your lunge. I'm just going back and forth with the rhythm of that slow, steady breath. So let this be a very slow-paced movement in the body. Where do you like to exhale? Where does it feel natural to inhale? Let yourself get grounded. Root into your feet into the lunge. Inhale and press on up, crescent lunge. Hips are square. Let's try not to overarch our back. So ribs knit in, tail descends, pubic bone lifts. See if you can feel that integration even into your armpits. So find the long line instead of the curved line in your torso. Stabilize with your legs. Hug to the midline. Press your feet into the ground. When you feel ready, we'll twist open. Drop the shoulders. Feel your ribs turn, your collarbones open, let your neck soften. Hug to the midline with your legs. Feel that front foot ground. And then inhale back up. Crescent lunge again. Hands down onto the ground, and let's step back to a dog pose. Feeling your breath, a long spine. Come forward into a plank. Again, holding yourself steady, feeling that integration into the core of your body. Find the ground. Let's just do a little bit of back strengthening here. See what it feels like. You can either have your arms down at your sides, out to the sides like a cactus, or overhead. See what feels best for your body. We're going to lift everything we have up. Finding breath. Full deep inhales. Exhales. Engaging your hamstrings, your glutes, even the soles of your feet. And exhale. Put your hands under your head. Turn your head one way or the other. Pick up your feet. And let's windshield wiper our knees, left and right. Turn your head the other way.
Let's come back up onto your hands and your knees. Swish around in your spine and draw your femur bones back for a long child's pose. And once you get into this posture, see what it feels like to breathe down your spine. And you can find your way up through a dog pose, or if you're skipping some dogs, maybe you just stand up from here, whatever feels right in your body, walking the feet forward. If you're in dog pose, finding a halfway lift, melt again. Push off your feet and rise to the sky. Bring your arms all the way up. And then trace down through the midline of the body. Okay, ground into your right foot. Let's pick up your left knee here. Feel a sense of balance starting to come into play. Always good idea to have at least one balance pose in your practice. Notice the mind. Notice the breath. Let's reach those arms all the way up again and twist to the left. Arms can go out to the side or hands can be on your hips, whatever feels nice. Finding breath. Back to center. Inhale, reach those arms up. Maybe bring your hands to your heart and we'll tip into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. You can put your arms overhead or down at your sides if you prefer. Square hips. Lift that leg in the air. Find your breath, nice and stable with your standing leg. And slowly come back up again. Bring that knee up in the air. And place your foot down onto the ground. And you can feel free to wiggle out your body. You can shake your legs. Find your breath. Standing in Tadasana, before we go anywhere on that second side, just feel the neutrality of 2 feet on the ground. Enjoy the fullness of your breathing. So balancing on this side, we're rooting into the left foot now, bringing the right knee up. Sometimes it's easier when we know where we're going. Hug into the midline with your hips, unlock your standing knee. Reach the arms up, knit your ribs in. See what it feels like to stack yourself. Melting through the base of your skull. How's your breathing? When you feel ready, let's twist to the side, drop the shoulders. Feel the crown lift, the head of the femur bones back, but the knee is soft. And then coming back up, how's your breathing? Maybe hands come to your heart. Maybe you choose a different pathway with your arms tipped forward. Virabhadrasana 3. Standing on that one leg, lift your leg behind you, knit your ribs in. Try to get your torso somewhat parallel to the ground or in that direction. Squaring hips. Lots of work with your glutes. See if you can keep yourself stable. And then we'll tip back up. Bring the knee up in the air. And then place your foot down onto the ground and just enjoy 2 feet. Something as simple as standing with 2 feet on the ground. Have a moment to find and recover your breath. Soft shoulders. Long neck, spacious through your base of skull, your jaw. When you feel ready, grab a block and stick it between your thighs.
have the stability of the block help you here. So of course you can do a chair pose without the block, but sometimes the block can just be this nice grounding force of helping us find our middle. So as you hug the block, draw your femur bones back. Reach the arms up in the air if that's nice for your body. You can always have a different choice. Arms can be out or palms together or arms back. Draw your knees back. And let's just pulse here a few times. Just get some juice, get some aliveness into those legs, some blood flow, a nice slow breathing. And then just squat down a little bit deeper and take a deep breath. Weight into the feet, press your heels. And then stand all the way up straight. Release your arms. Take that block out of there. Pause here for a moment. Into Tadasana. And let's take our legs wide apart. Turn your toes out. So just letting your inner thighs stretch a little bit. We're going to lean forward, open up the inner knees with your elbows, pressing them back. Drop weight into the four corners of your feet. Okay. And then we'll come all the way back up, standing star. And we're going to bring our hands, interlace them behind your head. Try not to press your head forward and come back down into a God's pose. And it doesn't matter, be as high or as low as is comfortable for you. Knit your ribs in, try to stack your body. And then we're going to tip over, open chest to the right. Back to center, tip over to the left. And back to center. Release the hands, standing star again. And then come down one more time, palms together. This time, hand on your thigh. Stretch your left arm over to the right. Back to center, switching sides. Back to center, standing on up with your legs. Turn your right foot out. Only wide standing pose will do. Let's come into Parsva Konasana. Elbow on your knee. Stretch that arm overhead and feel the beautiful length in your body. Rounding through your legs, pressing your feet into the earth. Keep your neck neutral. Can you keep the breath slow and steady here? Shuffle your leg. Coming back up. Second side. Turn your left foot out. Bend your knee. Elbow on your knee. Open up across your chest. Reach that arm overhead and feel the fullness of that side body. Round into your legs. Press your feet into the earth. Feel your torso line up with your legs so we're not leaning forward. Collarbones broad, shoulder blades down the back. Root into the feet. Move your tail toward the back heel. Relax your palm that's on your left hand. Try not to grip. Come all the way back up. Turn your legs straight forward, wide-legged fold. Hands can be on the ground, or you can put your two hands on blocks. You can come as low into this posture as your body wants to go. Wide legs. Soften, engage your quads. Round through the four corners of your feet. Maybe drop a little extra weight into one foot, bending one knee, letting the inner thigh, the other leg open. Coming back, other side. Heel toe, come back to neutral. Heel toe your feet back to your last dog pose. Feel that extension in your body. And come onto your knees. We're going to lie down on our right side. Grab onto your left ankle and have a quad stretch. You can use a block as a pillow if you'd like, or just lean on your arm. Let your whole femur bone drop back. Descend the tail toward your knee. Relax your upper body. Okay, bring that knee back in. Let's just roll over to the other side. Opening up your quads here. Bend your knees. Grab onto the top of your ankle with your hands. Stretch that leg back. Try to keep your knee in line with your hip instead of lifting it toward the sky. Your whole femur bone drawing back, stabilizing with your pelvis. Coming back onto your back. Right foot on left knee. Reverse your pigeon pose. Maybe your body wants a little movement in here and you want to rock or circle a little bit. Maybe you'd like to be very still and grab onto the shin or the hamstring with some interlaced fingers. Just kind of find the posture that's right for this moment. You can always make different choices. You can put your foot on the ground or your foot on a block to take some of the stretch away. You can cross your right thigh over your left thigh to draw in instead. So there's lots of ways to modify this hip stretch. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Left foot on your right knee. Draw it on in. Breathing deeply. Take any variation that's right for your hips. Movement, stillness, changing the angles, whatever feels good for your body. And then let's figure out how you want to complete your practice. Happy baby pose and rock a little bit. Do you want a twist? Do you want a bridge on a block? And just find your postures that make you feel good. Slow down your breath over and over again. However, you're deciding to move through your body to complete your practice, pay attention to why you chose this. There must be something nourishing to you in this pose. So feel that, breathe that. Remember, whenever you're ready, Shavasana can look so many different ways. You can have support under your head or knees while lying on your back. You can put your legs up on the wall or on a couch. You can be flat on the ground. You can be on your side. You can even be in child's pose over a bolster or lying on your belly. How do you want to be? If you are on your back, lift your shoulders and drop your shoulder blades down your back. Turn your palms open. Let your heads of your arms drop toward the floor. Fill yourself with breath, slow and steady. Let the exhales spill out of you gently and slowly. And breathing. Little stretch or small movements, whatever feels good in your body. Eventually finding your way to your side. As you come to sit, a moment to again return to that steady state of breath. And recognize that you can be sustained by your breath, all that we learn in our yoga practice, commitment to these principles of the sutras. Never give up and always let go. A deep sense of commitment to your life and the non-attachment to what arises. Let's offer this to others as well. So send your energy and your love. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.